So this video is going to be short, but I think it needs to be said. I know I'm very much comedy, doom, gloom, but at the end of the day, I think this is all going to end very badly. Well, I'm trying to curtail my lingo so the video doesn't get shelved, but if you were to take very badly and times that by 100, I think you're getting pretty close to where we are going. And I'm just here to present the facts, which is pretty hard to argue. The spirit in America, Civil War. You felt it a couple years ago, and that has just been pushed down. The rest of the world, I've never heard so many people talk about World War III than in my entire life. And not just that, the people on one side. See, strong line, right, between the people on one side and the people on the other. The people on one side want to burn this whole thing down and build it back better. Then there's people like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. And then you have people like me that are like, are you crazy? Are you serious? Do you not see what's going on here? Thomas Jefferson, the Tree of Liberty must be refreshed. I think there is a refresh coming. That will be between the people of freedom and liberty. And I think we need more freebies, more government, more control, more safety. I mean, when you have people like this, the pillow guy, like, he's like, I love Jesus and I love my pillow. And the FBI is like, give us your phone. He's like, I'm not, this is all I have. And yes, they took it and it's getting bigger. It is like, what is going on? And the people were like, yeah, we need at least double IRS agents. Sure, pay your fair share. Do you really? They have guns. Just to let you know, I'm not a political guy at all. I hate both sides. And by the way, they got his phone, right? And he's like, no, I'm not giving it up, which I wouldn't. If you went through my browsing history, woohoo. I mean, even if my wife went through my browsing history, I'd be on the couch for at least a week. Oh, and just to show you how separated the people are, half of the people think that the politicians and the president are doing an amazing job, which I think half of the people
believe this. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July.
Zero. None. We don't have inflation. And just a couple of days ago, when these guys, our politicians, are having an Inflation Reduction Act party, yeah, and then they cut and they're like, the bottom of the market just fell out. And then he runs out there and he's like, the stock market is not the economy, which I get that. But guys, you haven't seen bad yet in the economy. This roller coaster, that's why I'm telling everyone, you need to buckle up for safety. And not just that, prepping channels. If you ever want to blow up on YouTube, start a prepping channel right now. People are freaking out. Not just that, my friends that have millions and millions and more money than you could ever count are selling everything. They're like, the private jets, they know what's happening. They know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know anyone. Maybe I'm in the wrong groups of people, but I don't, and I'm bringing some people on the weekend too. And Stephen Van Meter, I'm like, tell us the worst that's going to happen. But I know these are just YouTubers. I talk to people, these are CEOs, and behind closed doors, it's not good. But in front of cameras, it's like, oh, it's great. Like, what are you going to say? It's horrible, sell the stock. The economy is breaking hard. The Fed's balance sheet just started rolling over. You haven't even seen quantitative tightening yet. Money is disappearing. And if you want to know why the dollar is going up, because there's limited amounts of it right now. And not just that, it looks like in front of the doors, CEO confidence, right? Those are the people that run the world. Well, not really. We know who runs the world, is miserable. Let me say that again. It's miserable. So if you think that moving forward, that these PE ratios are going to be blockbuster because you're an investor, well, buckle up. He points to these miserable CEOs. The Fed needs to pump the brakes. Okay. No, they're not going to. There is going to be a major disaster. And then they will. Jerome is just waiting and waiting patiently. It's gonna happen. All of the wheels are gonna fall off. And when it comes to the stock market, here, you want to see? It went from 40 to 400. Yes, these are the wheels. Oh, and just in case you wanted to know where we're in the stock market, are we in the anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger? No, none of those yet. We're still in that complacency, right? Right here. See that? You felt that. It came back up. We're about right here. You haven't even hit anxiety yet, but that's a coming. Also, my sell order got triggered on Apple. I've been talking about for about a month, right? When I started shorting this with you on the channel. Now I don't ever have to talk about it ever again with my 14.03% gain. And if you would like to learn how to do it, this is my CSU course, a little bit more advanced. I always say start with swing trading. And yes, prices are going up. My apologies. Because people look at my courses and they're like, oh, those are really inexpensive. There must not be value there. And I say, oh, I'll fix that. Because I could finish my doctorate degree in finance and I don't think it would beat this. Why is that? Because it works. Look, just to let you know how I did this. See, Lux Algo, link in the description if you want to know when to take profit. That came on. That's a broadening wedge. It's going down. It hit that line. Easy. Okay, right click, short, 200-day moving average. I took half just in case. That would be 7%. Then I said if it hits this blue line, do you see this? This is going to find some support here. I'm going to take the rest there. Do I think Apple's going to go lower? I do, but not yet. If for some reason you're trading options right now, everyone is shorting. And do you want to know why? Well, these guys look at PE ratios. I don't. I look at charts. It's easier that way. Yes, I do know that. I've taught at college, high school. Give me a balance sheet, blindfold me, put it in Braille, and I will still nail it. But you don't even need to be blind to know what's going on around here. It's not good. And I know I follow channels too. I read articles. You have interest rates above 6% for a mortgage. And everyone still thinks my house is definitely going to appraise for a lot. Well, let me help you with that one, Stan. Your house doesn't have any buyers because they can't afford it. And these guys right here who started a charter over 100 years ago, which could have been stopped a few years ago, but that president in power chose not to. These guys are going to crash the system. And not just that, all of this debt, personal debt, is the highest it's ever been in human history. Look it up. I've showed you. Government debt, highest since forever. I mean, what do you think you're going to do with $31 trillion of debt that has to be paid back with interest? Oh, I don't think it's going to be very good. You ever had to pay a credit card back with a 100% interest rate? No. You do things called bankruptcy. Life ends. The Fed interest rate hikes poised to make the U.S. national debt even more expensive. Oh, Bravo, why you be so scaring me? Have you not seen the news? These are just facts. We are ready to team up. Yay. I mean, where these cats are teaming up, this is communism. We're over here thinking, you know what, maybe we'll move a little bit more socialism. I think this works. And the people are like, yes. And I guess maybe socialism will fix the economy, right? You won't need a job because the jobs are all gone. You want to see how I buy things? I just pick it up and I walk right through it. Fast scan. So there goes your job, in case you wanted one, which it currently looks like no one does. I guess everyone's happy in their mom's basement. You're like, I'm just going to vote my way out of this one. I mean, I just feel like the people in charge, you know, all these plates are spinning. They're like, light them on fire. Everything will be great. The people are like, oh, this is fun. This is fun. Even like our oil reserves. These are for emergency purposes. They're like, you know what? Let's sell it to China. We didn't need that anyways. What? And then they said, oh, we'll refill it. No, they're not. They're not going to refill it. And I feel like they've just doused the entire United States of America in lighter fluid. And they're just waiting to drop the match. So my hat actually goes out to all of my preppers on my channel. Maybe I should change it. You guys, I'm actually kind of feeling like an idiot. I feel like I'll be calling many of you for cans of tuna coming up in these next couple of months. Also, if you made it here, oh my gosh, I must be saying something that you like. So click that so you can hear a little bit more. This weekend's going to be good. You're going to want to hang around for this weekend. I love you guys. Stay free. And I'll see you tomorrow.